the greatest teacher failure is.
So if I'm to follow Yoda's advice, how do I go from the chaos of my ineptitude to success? We're going to see in today's video, real time, me taking a painting from failure to new heights. Hi, I'm John of Figurative Arc. Welcome to my channel. I'm a visual artist and I am doing this painting today for you to check out. Now what I've did with this is I've gobbed the canvas with some black gesso over a male figure that I was standing in a window and was just not happy with. And I got this idea of, from that failure, could I do something with this painting? And I've been doing this series on men who are unseen. They're disappearing. They're not recognized. And I base that off of the fact that young men, particularly in the United States, are a very large at-risk population that's not talked about. And it's like they disappear and their issues that they face are not seen. So thinking about that, I formed a new relationship with what I'm doing, which I think when you don't have a success, whatever it is in life, you try to get something that you want over and over again, it's not working. You have to form a new relationship. You have to think about it in a different way. Otherwise, as we know, we keep doing the same thing over and over again. And that is the definition of insanity if we are expecting different results. But away I go. I almost feel like I need to do like zoom whoosh effects with how fast I'm going with these trees. So if I start making noises, that's what I'm doing. But I had this idea of incorporating this figure in a landscape. So I had already started the clouds and his head in the clouds. I think I'm going to soften and make his head there a little more in the shadow in a little bit. But he's just kind of dissolving. He's going to dissolve into this landscape. I think for me painting, oops, oh, I missed that little sound effect with the waterfall there. It was a little late. There he goes with the mist. But no, what I was going to say is you just try over and over and over again to make this work, and I'm not getting what I want. You know, painting is like life because you're trying to build something out of chaos. The chaos may be that there's nothing there, there's no structure, and you're trying to put in structure. You got a blank canvas, or in this case, you know, I took something that I wasn't happy with and I'm trying to do something. Now, there's a little jump there. Here we go. Yeah, got the sound effects that time. I'm putting in another waterfall here. So I had this idea of like in between the legs of having a channel for another waterfall. There are a few jumps here just because I don't want to record every single thing that I'm doing, every little tree that I'm highlighting. Want to kind of show you the gist of this and just say that, you know, when I think of what I learned in physics way back in high school about entropy and everything tends to be disordered in chaos. So it's using our intention to combat that. And that's what building a life is trying to make a structure out of chaos. Now here I am. This is pure joy doing these little stream effects. But as you can see now, the body of the figure almost looks like a canyon wall. And I'm going to lighten his face a little bit. I think I may title this painting, "You See the Forest, but Not Me." Playing off the old phrase, seeing the forest, but for the trees. But as we kind of get close to finishing up here with this painting, I want to thank you for spending a little time with me, and I would love to hear you share about how you've maybe taken and learned from failures and made them into successes. And that's not always a straight path. And it can be very demoralizing when we try something over and over again, it doesn't work, but eventually we get something. And I'm really liking this is going from what it was before, which was nothing I could use. And now it's turned into something because I formed a new relationship with it and tried to see the potential instead of just throwing it away of what it could be in a different way. So in addition to painting, I also work in several other mediums. And I also do photography, so I think next week I'll have some of my photography you can see. Here's the final painting. Thanks again for watching. I hope you'll give a thumbs up. It really does help the channel, and consider subscribing. Until next time, take care and toodaloo.
Right.